Gaur, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed I can. We can't see you, but we can definitely hear you.
That's strange. All right, start video. All right, we can see each other now.
Okay, thank you, Deepak. Thank you for joining us. You are a great designer and a wonderful person, and I've known Deepak for past 20 years now. So please share with us your life journey. We saw your documentary. It was extremely enlightening. Everybody was very, very excited to see you, and they have been waiting. And unfortunately, we didn't know that it locks up after 100 participants. Otherwise, we have made alternative arrangements.
Well, you learn something new every day. अब 99 को ले आओ बेचारों को वापस यार.
Absolutely, they're just coming in now.
All right. How are things with you? Are you still working with Shannon on that project, on that retail project?
I gave my insight, some consulting on it, but that's about it. But okay. No, I'm just working with TIP.
All right. Let's start this. So are you going to ask me all the relevant questions, right?
I think yes, we will have that little dialogue. But please tell us how the fashion industry was working, and we all know that your innovation in the fashion industry has really brought the new fresh blood into it and energized it. And then, you know, all the journeys that you took along the way, they were marvelous. So just recap on that, and then we'll talk about the post effects of COVID-19.
I think I would say the last 13 or 14 years of that retail journey has been very, very interesting, because if you remember correctly, you were graduating at that time yes. When fashion was coming up. And if I remember correctly, you were working for Rizwan Beg in those days.
I was indeed, yes.
Yes. And how can I forget those corsets? So
you're very kind.
I think those patterns are still alive and going very, very strong. So
yes. They still use it.
They still use it, yeah. So I think that journey was looking at non-serious fashion and serious fashion. उस ज़माने में इतनी कोई हमारी कदर भी नहीं थी, और फैशन शो जो हुआ है डालडा के घी के डब्बे के लिए भी फैशन शो हो जाता था. So it was very, very important. It was very, very important to not just keep fashion alive, because fashion is not just clothing. Fashion is a part of your culture, your heritage, your lifestyle, and all that you have inherited pre and post partition. Let's put it that way also. We are looking at over 1500 years of history, subcontinental history, जिसमें हमें costume भी दिया गया है, हमें खाना भी दिया गया है, हमें jewelry designs भी दिए गए हैं, हमें आर्किटेक्चर भी दिया गया है. I mean, क्या नहीं है जो हमें ब्रिटिश क्या कहते हैं पार्टीशन से पहले नहीं मिला. I would say. I mean, हमें तो एक पकी पकाई रोटी और एक पूरी सोसाइटी मिली है, जिसमें आपके पास the beautiful buildings in Sadr, proper railway, proper infrastructure, proper roads, proper road maps, down to museums and galleries and artifacts. क्या नहीं मिला मैं कहूँगा कि हमें. ठीक है. So how does fashion define history, and how history defines culture? Okay, to keep culture alive, I think 13-14 साल पहले की बात है ये कि जब when we had this discussion and we all sat down to make Fashion Pakistan Council, one of the reasons we had to make it is because we felt that everything was dying. Okay, the Mr. Zia-ul-Haq's regime had killed half of what culture really was, and then after that, when the Bhutto era came in, not that Mr. Bhutto helped either. Okay. पहले क्या क्या मारा जाता है, पहले हमेशा कल्चर मारा जाता है, कॉस्ट्यूम मारा जाता है, आर्किटेक्चर मारा जाता है, और इस टाइप की चीज रह क्या गया. दो चीजें खाली, हाँ तीन चीजें एक्चुअली मैं कहूंगा. फ्लैगस्टाफ हाउस रह गया, फ्रेयर हॉल रह गया, और मोहटा पैलेस रह गया. बाकी तो पूरा कराची तबाह हो गया. तो वी डिसाइडेड इन दोस डेज कि जिस तरह से फैशन चल रहा है, जिसका कोई ना सर है ना कोई पैर है, और कुछ लोग हैं जो कपड़े बना लेते हैं, और ना कोई स्प्रिंग समर कलेक्शंस है, ना रिटेल है, ना सेल्स है, ना फोरकास्टिंग है, ना विंडो ड्रेसिंग है, और बेचारे बच्चे हैं जो इधर से उधर भाग रहे हैं और सिर्फ फैशन डिजाइनर बनना चाहते हैं. Okay, you know it and I know it that fashion entails a lot more than just design itself. Okay,
Absolutely.
design constitutes just a very small part of what fashion
The
really
supply chain,
really
yes.
the supply chain hai, merchandising hai, marketing hai, window dressing hai, deals hai. There's an entire science that goes behind creating and retailing fashion. So the first step was, of course, creating the Fashion Pakistan Council. The second step was analyzing and understanding the shortcomings of designers, the shortcomings of retailers, and how the advent of future of it would affect fashion. अगर वो ज़माना आपको याद हो, और मैं इसको एक पॉजिटिव तरीके से कहना चाहूँगा कि वो ज़माना अगर आपको याद हो तो उस ज़माने में क्या कहते हैं, ये जो हैं आपके टेक्सटाइल डिजाइनर्स को जॉब नहीं मिलती थी. ओके, बिकॉज हर चीज जो है वो हाथ से किया, खाके हाथ से बनते थे, और स्क्रीनें भी हाथ से निकलती थी, और बड़ा वो पुराने जमाने के स्टाइल से काम होता था. सो व्हेन even when a textile designer used to come to us for a job, we would get confused and say, "Oh God, what are we going to do? Okay, and are you going to make the khaka out of hand? Are you going to do these, all simple techniques which were handed down over centuries to us? Whether it's dyeing, whether it's shaburi, whether it's tie-dye, anything. Obviously, the textile designer's job is far more technical and more understanding than a fashion designer's job, I would say. Okay, आप कपड़ा बना के लेके आते हो, हम कपड़ा लेते हैं और उसमें से कपड़ा बनाते हैं.
Garments
Let's put
बनाते
it
हैं,
that way.
बिल्कुल. You
Garments
sculpture the garments out of those fabrics.
Absolutely. So they're both opposite paradigms of the same field. Now came in retail. So when the Fashion Council was made, and when the first Fashion Week happened, that's the time your retail boom happened. All of a sudden, everybody got sort of stood up and said, "Oh my God, there's so much potential in this economy." बिल्कुल. और उस पे आपके पास उस जमाने में आपको भी याद होगा कि गुल अहमद और अलकरम और इस टाइप के जो ब्रांड्स थे, वो सारे एक्सपोर्ट का काम किया करते थे, वो लोकल काम तो करते ही नहीं थे. सिर्फ गुल अहमद का लट्ठा बिकता था, दैट्स अबाउट इट. और सना सवीनाज की खाली एक लॉन आती थी एलएसएम के साथ. So when that happened, and the first Fashion Week happened, and we announced कि spring summer भी होगा, fall winter भी होगा, all of a sudden fashion had gone wild in Pakistan. You had malls coming up. Park Tower came up. Park Tower जब खुला तो बड़ी वाह वाह हुई उसकी, और लोगों ने कहा, and suddenly लोगों के कपड़े पहनने का जो है वो तरीका बदल गया. Okay, एक दिन जो बंदा वो पार्क टावर के बाहर बस में आ रहा था शलवार कमीज पहन के, दूसरे दिन वो पैंट शर्ट में आने लगा. And suddenly you saw this effect, marvelous effect of fashion happening. Okay, and
I remember the opening of the Park Tower. Yeah,
you remember.
yeah.
And I
the
think
big party
that
as well.
itself, yeah, as an important factor of change. Now, look at 14 years later. 14 years is a very young time for a democracy. 14 is a very young time for a retail industry. But right now, you are probably one of the highest retail industry in Pakistan, domestically speaking. Okay, internationally, yes, you're a textile-based economy, but locally, it's wonderful as how many jobs it's created. Okay, आज के ज़माने में अगर बिल्कुल आज के ज़माने में अगर टेक्सटाइल डिजाइनर ढूंढने जाओ तो नहीं मिलता, प्रिंट डिजाइनर ढूंढने जाओ नहीं मिलता. Okay, खाके वाला ढूंढने जाओ तो वैसे ही नहीं मिलता. Okay, and you have to wait for good talent to come through. So it shows a massive positivity. Then comes in the era of what I call retail. Okay, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Daddy's Day, 14th of August Day, Black Friday, White Friday. I mean, plethora of retail opportunities in the last 10 years that have come in like a Hallmark card. Huh? अब्बा की होगी तो उसको भी शर्ट लेके दो, अम्मा की होगी तो उनको भी शलवार कमीज लेके दो. So this is all part of fashion, okay, and it's all part of how you want to sell. If we look at it post,
I remember coming to your store on one of the Valentine's Day, and it was all red. All the dresses were in red. Yes,
because that's what you'd learn from retail abroad, and that's how retail used to work abroad also, right? Now when we look at it, fashion is boom. Fashion is all over town. You've got international fashion, local fashion, domestic market fashion, regional market fashion. Okay, छोटी सी markets अगर हम उनको देखें, from Thatta, from Makli, from all of these small जहाँ पर tie dye होता है, जहाँ पर रल्ली बनती है, अजरक बनती है, those guys are also booming. Okay, then I personally feel it's all about a small idea and how a small idea is executed and carried forward. Okay, it's not about who's going to get credit for that idea. We don't care about the credit. We want our industry to move forward. And I feel 13 years between Karachi and Lahore, it's been a marvelous journey and a fantastic job. okay? And you guys, that after effect shock जो है वो आपको भी स्कूलों में भी आया है. Your interest has become more. You guys have initiated and created fashion programs in your school, textile programs, draping, cutting, sewing. You guys have implemented everything, okay? But it still needs to go a lot further than that, okay? This is just the cusp of, I feel that this is just the cusp of what Pakistan is capable of, and the sky is the limit, okay?
Absolutely.
My feeling of it is that if an Indian designer can become the creative director of a French fashion house, okay, then why can't a Pakistani designer also become a creative director of a French fashion house? What is so big deal about it?
True.
Okay, and that's how I look at forward fashion or forward retail.
And I remember there was a lot of effort on your part when you were putting together this fashion council. It wasn't easy. It went on for years finally before it shaped up into something concrete.
देखो मैं समझता हूँ कि nothing is really easy. उसकी एक वजह है कि हम change से डरते हैं, ठीक है? और वो change से हम क्यों डरते हैं? क्योंकि systematically post the Zia time, okay, everything in Pakistan was denied. Okay, if you remember, वो अगर आप जाते थे assemblies में या कहीं तो काली सदरी पहनी जाती थी, सफेद शलवार कमीज पहनी जाती थी. अगर national libas had become the black sherwani. Okay, so we had become kind of devoid of color. Secondly, also I felt that in those days there was also a massive problem, which is a cultural problem. Pakistan started denying its cultural, which is being Southeast Asian or South Asian at best, okay, and started aligning itself with the culture of Saudi Arabia that we technically have nothing to do with because we don't speak the same language. And we essentially still a part of Southeast Asia because we have the same cuisine, the same language, the same buildings, the same architecture. Lahore looks like Delhi, Delhi looks like Lahore. Okay, the architecture, the Mughal architecture looks exactly the same. Wahan bhi Shalimar Garden hai, to yahan bhi Shalimar Garden hai. So when you start asserting a culture that is alien to you, okay, and saying to people कि ये हमारा culture है, वो आप उसे identify कैसे करेंगे? Because you're a very young democracy. आपकी जो 70 years and 75 years में तो अभी पहली generation आई है, second generation at best जो अभी schools और colleges में जो बच्चे हैं, that's a second generation. Yeah. We are the first generation. Our parents were part of the partition.
Yeah.
So we are very young in terms of a thought process so far.
Okay.
But I feel that these past 14 years have been glorious for Pakistani retail, fashion, textile, and as a textile economy, it's been wonderful for us because we've come out of those shackles and we moved forward brilliantly. You know,
Deepak, I think
design hai.
No, please say.
जी, मैं समझता हूँ कि जो आपका design है पाकिस्तान का, it's got its own identity. It is not trying to immaculate the Indian design or the Indian filmy design. Okay, it's got its own identity. It's very sophisticated. It's a kind of whether it's Pratt, luxury Pratt, किसी भी category को देख लो. Okay, it's very London, Paris, New York. It's not Indianized at all. So that also has something to say about us as a developing economy and how we move forward with sophistication.
I agree that Pakistani designers have their very, very unique sense of design, which is very different from Indian designers. But tell us something that when you started the fashion industry, what were the difficulties that you faced? And I think this would really interest all of our students that, you know, to become a designer, what are the steps that one should take?
Well, when Yves Saint Laurent had gone to college the first day, उसके टीचर ने उससे पूछा था कि पैसे वाले हो? तो उसने कहा नहीं यार मैं तो बड़ा गरीब आदमी हूँ, ठीक है? तो he said, well, then you need a lot of money to launch your own label. Okay, why? Because you are the one who's become the designer. You're the one who's going to buy the kapda. You're the one who's going to market it. You're the one who's going to fit it on that client. So you're the marketing person, also the designer, also, and the tailor, also, and the darzi, also. And at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to go out and expand yourself. So back in the days, शायद वो investment कम लगती थी, मैं समझता हूँ, क्योंकि हम सब नए थे, तो हम एक दूसरे की मदद भी करते थे और दूसरे की क्या कहते हैं हाथ भी बटा देते थे. आज का जमाना वो आ गया है कि पहले तो ऑनलाइन मीडिया वालों को पैसे दो, फिर उसके बाद मार्केटिंग वालों को पैसे दो, फिर एडवर्टाइजिंग वालों को पैसे दो, फिर बेटा अगर तुम्हारे डिजाइन की कोई वैल्यू है तो फिर वो हो जाएगी. So the times have changed. Okay,
Yes.
we might have created a lot of monsters in those last 13, 14 years olds.
Yes,
अब
we
क्या
have
करें?
some. And I think we have seen those monsters in those parties we used to go.
Oh, we've seen those monsters everywhere. So
Yeah.
my point is this: it's not. I personally have always felt that talent always shines. So if you're talented, you will automatically shine. Okay. If you're different, you will shine. If you have something new to offer that nobody else has seen, you will shine. हाँ, थोड़ी सी रफ एंड टफ हालत होती है, थोड़ा भागना पड़ता है, लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ कि अभी भी मार्केट में एक पोजीशन है जहां आपका कोई सपोर्ट करने वाला या कोई फैशन का कॉनसियर या फैशन को कोई आगे जाने के लिए मिल जाता है, जो कहेगा यार इसमें टैलेंट है, मैं इसको आगे लेके जाऊंगा. क्योंकि हमारे जमाने में तो यही होता था, और मैं तो हमेशा बिलीव करता हूँ कि जब मैं आया था तो मुझे भी किसी ने मदद की थी, तो मुझे भी किसी की मदद करनी चाहिए. वो मदद करते करते देखो बाल भी चले गए, अब क्या करें इंसान.
बाल तो दोबारा आ भी जाएंगे. We have got the
ये भी है.
technology as well. But you're right. Back in the days, I remember the models were happy to even take a check of 5 to 10,000, and they were
Yeah.
okay. But now it's next to impossible. You can't even think about it. And there were lots of favors that industry used to help each other.
बिल्कुल.
But what about the people who are not rich? ये तो job scenario में तो I think they will all be absorbed, but who are not rich and they want to launch their own label.
Like I said, new talent shines. Okay. And if you want to launch your own label, my advice to you is don't launch it on ground, launch it online, experiment it online. Okay. And I would also suggest openly saying this, okay, don't pay money to magazines and stuff like that. They will only get you publicity, but are they going to get your sales? So you have to be also very, very clear what you really want. Do you want sales or do you want publicity? Okay. We've also learned that publicity, if done a lot of time and money and spent, yes, does convert into sales. But I feel in today's day and age, with the social media and with all these electronic platforms, it is much more easier that you put your design out there and you put your money into Facebook or Instagram. Okay, छोटे छोटे पैसे डालो बेटा और वहां से ट्राई करके देखो. एंड मैं ये भी तुम्हें एडवाइस तुम लोग को करूंगा कि अगर ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहते हो, and if you manage to break even in the first year, that means that your business model is successful, because according to business terms, minimum 3 years to 5 years, if you're breaking even, it is considered still a success.
Yes, agree. Deepak, what is your design philosophy? For our students to understand how Deepak Parwani thinks.
Deepak Parwani is a bit of a malang. जब मूड होता है तो क्या कहते हैं, कलेक्शन निकालेंगे और फाड़ के रख देंगे. वैसे वो रोज ही फाड़ते रहते हैं, लेकिन जनरली मजाक कर रहा हूँ मैं तुम लोगों से. वैसे जनरली मैं ये बात कहूंगा कि I am always inspired by what I see around myself. So when my collections are done, for example, if we look at the documentary that you guys are watching was what the Frida Kahlo wali documentary thing, right? When I was doing that collection, I was very inspired by Frida Kahlo in those days. But I also felt that the collection nahi bikegi, because we thought that the collection was so out of whack and so out of the box that shayad Pakistani na samajh sake. And I'll be very, very honest with you, this collection was completely sold out. In fact,
wonderful.
After we showed this collection in Milan, we came back in 2010, and that collection was sold out. We didn't think Milan would sell. Then we did a collection on Amrita Shergill. We didn't think it would sell. Again, sold out. Then came Frida Kahlo. We didn't think it would sell because very out of the box collection. Like I said, it got sold out. So sometimes I feel that we also underestimate our own markets. Sometimes we also underestimate the value of design. Okay. अभी हम करने जा रहे हैं, हमने एक लिमिटेड एडिशन की थी उस जमाने में 2010 में बैग्स इन आवर मिलान कलेक्शन, और वो हमने 1000 बैग्स उस जमाने में बनाए थे, 1001 बैग्स जस्ट फॉर लक, और we sold 1001 bags, by the way. We don't even have a sample. So now we are going back into doing a 10-year anniversary of creating another 1000 bags to give it out in the market. What is the Deepak Parwani philosophy? तुमने पूछा, live and let live, beta. Enjoy it. Okay. कभी अच्छी collection होगी, कभी बुरी होगी. Okay. कभी तुम्हें पसंद आएगी, कभी मुझे पसंद आएगी, and life goes on. Okay, it's like when you put 16 designs on a table, not all of them are strong. So 11 people will like some designs, 4 people will like some other designs. There'll be 2 designs that everybody will hate. That doesn't mean that you should feel disheartened. Okay, हमेशा मैं ये बात कहता हूँ कि you must learn how to fall before you can learn how to fly. And the more you fall, the better you will learn how to fly in the future.
So when you went to the Milan Fashion Week, how did they receive the Pakistani designer? Because I don't think they actually acknowledged us as a fashion industry or people in the fashion.
They didn't acknowledge as a fashion industry because we were not a fashion industry. As far as the designs are concerned, we were 3 designers: myself, Mr. Rizwan Beg, and Maheen Khan. I got a standing ovation. Maheen Khan was quoted as the Coco Chanel of the East, okay, and Rizwan Beg was applauded. So, as far as अगर मैं इसको compare करूं, और मुझे वो compare नहीं करना चाहिए, the Indian contingency was also there with 10 designers, and they fell flat on their face, okay, and I can proudly say this openly, and we were copied by Dolce & Gabbana and Moschino, and that same season, all the Dolce & Gabbana windows had become all colorful and bright and happening, जो कि पहले नहीं हुआ था कभी भी उनके साथ. So I would say कि अगर हम अपने मुल्क के लिए जो हमने करना था वो तो हमने कर ही लिया, लेकिन हम अपना ठप्पा जरूर लगा के आए थे.
You are a great ambassador for Pakistan, I must admit, and I really like your design sense. Very fresh, very colorful.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you.
And tell us what happened after this COVID thing hit us, because nobody was prepared for it.
I think, first of all, it's about time as a textile-based economy. Okay, अभी booming है क्योंकि बाकी मुल्क closed हैं और हमारे पास काफी orders आ रहे हैं. I think it's time that the country did stabilize and started focusing into fashion. छोटी सी इस पे एग्जांपल यही होगी कि अभी भी लड़ाइयाँ हो रही हैं और वही मसले हो रहे हैं कि जी मैनिकिन कहाँ से इंपोर्ट करें और उस पे इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी कितनी लगेगी. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, the world is gone way far. अगर अब तक किसी को थोड़ा सा सेंस होता तो everything that goes into design and procurement, from butter paper to sketchbook, should be imported free. Okay, so you can facilitate more design, you can facilitate more students, you can facilitate. हाँ, जैसे वो if you've been to New York, you go to the NYU bookstore, NYU के नीचे जो fashion का bookstore है, it's the most incredible bookstore to go to because you get everything there, from patterns to color books to क्या कहते हैं DuPont to Lycra samples and swatches and your scales and your crayons, your Castello की सारे colors. So it's beautiful to just walk into. And these are the things जो कि मैं समझता हूँ कि अभी भी जिसकी जरूरत है, तो कि ये जो बच्चे हैं, जो creative बच्चे आ रहे हैं और जो creative बच्चे काम कर रहे हैं, they want to do something new. So they have a better opportunity a cheaper opportunity, I would say, okay, to take their dreams forward. Because once people can see in a third world economy like ours, if people can see that their dreams can also be realized and those dreams are not that expensive, those dreams can turn into reality.
True, I agree with you. Why do you think we are not an industry as yet?
Because we don't tend to take, why are we not an industry? Good question. We're not an industry because we have
let me rephrase my question. That, for example, in France and New York, there will be a company that is making shoulder pads, and then they will only make shoulder pads, and the company that is grading, and they'll just be grading all the garments. Lisage is just doing the embellishment for all the fashion houses. So they did develop into a fashion industry. They will skip a meal and buy a jacket, that I understand. But why do you think our country has not, since the Pakistan School of Fashion Design started in 95 onwards, it's still 25 years by now. So why do you think, what is the impediment that is stopping us from becoming a fashion industry?
Specialization. The 3 things that you mentioned, for example, the shoulder pads, you mentioned Lisage. Now Lisage is doing the embellishment, for example, for fashion houses in Paris. Okay, Lisage is also sourcing out of India for the last 80, 90 years. Okay, We, on the other hand, are a very tricky society. It's very bizarre. We tend to want to, in domestic market, want to wear the most heaviest joda for shadis, okay? But on a normal, agar dekha jaye on the government level or any other level, we kind of look down at fashion. Weirdly, we don't really promote it, okay? Then you have, I mean, it's maybe a personal dichotomy, or I don't, I've never understood. In France, to maybe pata hai in France, there's a proper budget kept for the prime minister to dress up. In Canada, there's a budget for the prime minister to get dressed and to be represented by the country or by what he's trying to portray. Okay, and they've understood the importance of garment, what the garment brings in. A simple example to you, students, would be look at what I'm wearing and look at what Gauhar is wearing. Okay, and Gauhar is wearing a three-piece suit and a tie and a formal shirt, and I'm wearing a Chinese collar shirt here. Okay. So I look casual and Gauhar looks formal. And that's how important a garment is. The reflection of what the garment is saying to you when the person walks out. And that is something either we deny it on a government level, or we don't want to appreciate it, and we kind of look at everything as ke ye to ajeeb si cheez hai. And we just don't want to acknowledge the importance that we are foremostly a textile-based economy. And what you mentioned, the embellishment, and we also know that India's only embellishment bill probably with Lesage is over $1 billion. Okay, for just embellishment, over $1 billion. You know that. Okay, so the point is that, and we know, मैं भी जब export में काम करता था out of New York back in the days, जब designer बनने से पहले, उस जमाने में beading सारी इंडिया में होती थी, सारे dresses इंडिया से आते थे. Okay, 49, 99, 89, वो butterfly blouses, sequence वाले, और okay, और वो झिलमिल बिल ब्लास के जितने भी कपड़े होते थे, because we used to supply those. Somehow Pakistan just couldn't cut it. Okay. Also, I find that, and I'm not doing a comparison, like I said again, I also find that we think everything very short term. Okay. कि अच्छा ठीक है यार, अच्छा ट्रैक सूट बना रहे हैं तो बस ट्रैक सूट ही बना रहे हैं, टी शर्ट बना रहे हैं तो अच्छा ठीक है यार, लाख का ऑर्डर में टी शर्ट ही बना लूंगा. We never want to move further into specialized. Okay, I want to inspire to make a $70 wala piece. I want to inspire to make a $40 wala piece. Why should I make a $499 wala piece? Why should I make a $799 wala piece? So that's how we need to look at markets.
Value addition.
India's the value addition. India has actually worked on it. Now there's also another problem, which is that you have domestic market where you have designers, international market where you have exporters. Okay, we are still trying to do the meetup between the designer and the exporter, where the exporter feels that he needs to invest into a designer, into design pattern, into design ideas to move it forward. I remember when I was working with, back in the days when I was working with, ab to mujhe pata nahi hai. I remember back in the days, Mohammad Farooq and both Orient Textiles used to have a design house out of Paris. Okay, they had offices in Paris. And all of their, even their bedsheet designs, everything used to come out of Paris. Okay, ab wo zamana bhi khatam ho gaya, because we can't afford it anymore. So all design is now done domestically into our markets. Okay, but to take the design forward, okay, तुमने बड़ा अच्छा सवाल पूछा. मैं भी फैसलाबाद गया हुआ था कुछ काम के लिए, तो मैंने वो एक कंपनी से पूछा वहां पर, मैंने कहा तुम लोग, they had about 18 designers working for them. So it was very cold and there was nothing to do in this factory. So I said, how do you get your inspiration? So he was like, sir, वो इंटरनेट पे हम रिसर्च करते हैं, हम ये करते हैं. I said, बेटा ऐसे तो रिसर्च नहीं होती. रिसर्च तो कपड़े को हाथ लगाने से होती है, उसको सूंघने से होती है, उसको उसकी करीब से उसको देखने, उसकी फिनिशिंग, उसकी सीमिंग, इस चीज से रिसर्च होती है. So I told them, at least I'm sorry, you might be designing in Faisalabad, but these kids need to go to Lahore every 2 weeks. They need to go from shop to shop to shop to look at the finishing, to detailing, you know, what are the new trims, how the new zip is put, how the finishing is done, and how you take it to an international quality. ये हमारे पास नहीं हुआ अभी तक, ठीक है, इसीलिए हम वो वैल्यू एडिशन मार्केट में नहीं आए. सेकंड, ये इशू है कि लोग ज्यादा मेहनत नहीं करना चाहते या काम नहीं करना चाहते, और डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में सेल्स अच्छी हैं, तो व्हाई बॉदर विद द डिफिकल्ट क्लाइंट फ्रॉम अब्रॉड. कल ऑर्डर रिजेक्ट कर दे या वो हमारा वो पसंद ना करे, अगर वो सही ना आए तो हमारा क्या होगा? That also in itself is a big concern. So I find that we tend to take a little bit of shortcut, and in that shortcut, like I said, much more easier to deal with the domestic market and make money.
I agree with you because companies in general, they do not acknowledge the skill, or they think that, you know, any tailor can do it. So why to get a skilled person involved into the, or the value addition is
Bilkul.
going to come with that skill, which is extremely important. And the finishes, like when we studied with Magis, this finishes we learned out of that whole 4 years of slave labor, it was impeccable, you know. And
Fantastic. She would have killed you, and you know that era.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
मैं इस पे
absolutely.
you know, when we were before we opened PFD, Pakistan Fashion Council, we'd gone to Delhi back in the days, and Ritu Kumar and what's her name, the other older designer, they were heading the Fashion Design Council of India, FDCI, on those days. और to believe नहीं करोगे, in that meeting they actually had a fashion ka minister, a textile and fashion ka minister who was sitting there in that meeting. Okay, then that entire team of Indian bureaucrats who only handle fashion schools and promotion of fashion, fashion forums, fashion this, fashion that, fashion that, fashion that. And those guys came and before we even signed the MOU, those guys came and confirmed everything professionally. And then the MOU between FDCI and Fashion Pakistan Council was signed. And we were very, very impressed. I still remember this. And even Rizwan turned around and said in those days, look at these guys, yeah. They actually have a minister, and that's all he does. I said, yeah, that's all he does. So it's not about just opening a school and just leaving it behind and then getting some, like the wrong person for the wrong job to become a minister who doesn't understand anything about it. Okay, अब तुम खुद मुझे बता दो, वो एक मोटा आदमी शलवार कमीज, वाइट शलवार कमीज या ब्लैक शलवार कमीज पहन के वहां के बैठेगा, तो वो फैशन के नंगे कपड़ों या वैल्यू एडिशन की क्या डिसीजन लेगा, जरा तुम मुझे बता दो.
Approach is completely different, and he will not look at it the way it should be.
Because it's a very technical. It's a very technical. It's even
absolutely.
It's a very technical business. It's not just a normal business कि आपने कपड़े बनाए और बेच दिए. There's an entire science that goes behind it, backward and forward.
Yeah, I do agree with you, because a lot of people I meet, they think, fashion is no big deal. But we know the kind of the hard work and the labor that goes into it. I think, Deepak, I have to call you in again once the campus opens for a little workshop with our students, because these are the things they really need to hear and understand. Though I might have told them, but I think you're endorsing them is really, really good.
Sure. Anytime, guys.
We are left with just 5 minutes of our session. So you want to give us some closing remarks for the students?
I would rather open it up to the students, yaar, if they have any questions to ask.
Yes, people, if you have questions, I think then we should restart the session so that, they can comfortably ask you questions.
Sure.
So let's re-log in and take the question and answer session.
All right, done.
All right. Okay, thank you.